nobody seems to have the direct responsibility for young carers.
So, in a nutshell, then, what on this particular issue is your message to the government?
My message to the government would be to Norman Lamb, who made the commitments on the floor of the House, that he would work with the supporters of Barbara Keeley's private members bill, that they would look at incorporating some of the key parts of that aren't included in their draft care and support bill, specifically around young carers and around the identification and supporting of all carers, that they would follow through on that commitment to not only meet with the supporters and with Barbara, obviously, in particular, but to incorporate some of those, clauses into their draft legislation. It's totally the right thing to do. We're not talking about just small numbers. I've got some of the numbers here. There could, we think, because there's no there's no hard and fast numbers by local authorities. It's often Carers UK, and actually there was research done by the BBC back in 2010 that suggested there was up to 700,000 young carers in the UK, around 1 in 12 of which were in secondary schools, so were secondary school age pupils. 300,000 of those aged between 16 and 24. This is quite large numbers of young people whose lives are sort of being blighted, if you like, especially if they're not receiving the right support. And lots of these young people, it could be more, because lots like to stay under the radar, as we call it, because they don't want to, if you like, disclose the situation they're in, because they're scared that they might, be put into care if it was deemed that the situation is more than they can bear. Their care and responsibilities are just too much, and therefore they don't want to sometimes come forward and even ask teachers for help, or say, I can't do this homework because when I get home I'm caring for, my mum or my dad, or helping with my sibling. So they struggle on, and sometimes, they don't go to school because of their responsibilities. I just think in the 21st century we should not be putting children in this position.
Sharon Hodgson, MP, Shadow Minister for Children and Families.